Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm actually going to do something different. I actually have a mic here. Ooh, usually don't have a mic, but I have a mic. Um, I don't know if you guys are aware, I'm starting a YouTube channel, and my whole point in starting my YouTube channel, which is Talking for Tomorrow, was not for the sole purpose of my brother and his case. It just so happened that um, it was a good starting point, especially with everything that was going on and everything that I was witnessing. Um, the changes with that in itself was great for tomorrow, our changes for tomorrow. Um, as I said, I have a mic here. Who knows? Maybe I'll sing. Give me you. Everything else can wait. Give me you. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, I've got the question quite a bit of why am I here? Meaning in Arkansas, I have so many friends and loved ones in California that miss me, that love me, that want me back in California, and I must admit, I have struggled with, Lord, why am I here? Why am I here? Since November of 2016, why am I here? And ever since I've been here, all I have witnessed is death, negativity, chaos, unhappy people. And it really, really took a toll on me because I'm one of those people where I love to laugh. I love to laugh. I love to have fun. I love children. I'm a big advocate for children back home. Or I say back home, I mean Cali, but El Dorado is my roots. Um, I love people. I love older people because I love their stories. I love to hear the wisdom in their stories, to hear, how they overcame their obstacles and their challenges and stuff. And I think there's just so much wisdom in it. And so we even adopted, an elderly couple from our church that we used to take, I used to take back and forth to dialysis. My family and I, we would take them out to eat and go and visit them and everything. Um, so I'm a people's person. I'm a people's person. And first and foremost, you're talking about somebody who's in love with the Lord. I love me some Lord. I love me some God. I mean, like, oh my gosh. Like, for real. Like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, he does it for me. He does it for me. So, but I went back and forth these last couple of years, struggling to understand, why am I here? I travel, I take cruises, I go to beautiful places, I spend time with beautiful people who have amazing personalities. Why would you give up all of that, to come here, to be here when you can just get up and leave and go anywhere? I could go anywhere. So when I tell you the Lord just whipped me, whew, I mean, whipped me. I am here, you guys, to add faith in your situation. When I got here and we started to, we heard about my brother's death, and immediately we started getting people that were saying, there's no justice here. There's no justice here. You guys are not, your family's not going to see justice. You have no idea about, how the system is down here. And they immediately, people in the community immediately start apologizing for the injustice that we would experience as a family in the very community that I grew up in. And I couldn't believe that. I didn't want to believe that. I refused to, to believe it. And so going in, I went in believing that there was justice in the El Dorado system. I mean, I went and I talked to everybody and I listened to everybody. But then when I started to see different and it started to stir up something in my spirit, it started to disappoint me that we were all children of God, but we were treated differently. That created an upset, a disappointment. And then I started to search for help, as you've heard through the different recordings. I started to call people. Who do you talk to? Who do you talk to when you see that there's no God here? There's no Christian over here. Who do you talk to? Where do you go to find someone who has the fear of God in them that is willing to do right? Where do you go? Who do you talk to? I talk to so many different people, from officer to officer, from attorney to attorney, judges, talking to different people, NAACP, trying to find out, where are the God-fearing people at? Where are those people? Tonight I got my answer. Tonight I got my answer of why I'm here. And for all the people in high places who has the authority to shake things, to change things, the authority to move and to make mountains move. For all of you, I need you to know that I'm not here for you. I'm not here trying to get any special position. I'm not here to run for any special office. I am here because God planted me here for a reason. I'm giving you guys 1 Samuel 17 to read if you choose to. It's about David and Goliath. That's 1 Samuel 17. I am here to add faith in your situation. I am here to be faith in the midst of all of this fear. For all of those wonderful, wonderful people that came to us and shared with us that we will not see justice in the city of El Dorado. You are justice. You are justice. Each and every one of you are the voice of justice. I am here to let you know that weeping endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning time. I am here to remind you, greater is he that is in you. I am here as a representation of faith. Faith. When I got here, all you talked about was injustice. All you talked about was the works of the devil. Where is your God? Where is your faith? Don't you know with your faith, you can move mountains? With your faith, you can change the season and make it a new season. That's the reason I'm here. I didn't know it at first. I had no idea. And boy, when I tell you I got a message, I got a message. And with that being the understanding that I'm here for, I want to remind you guys that you're bigger than your situation, that you're greater than your situation. And when you use your voices and speak against your situation, when you use your voices and you tell your testimonies, Then and only then can this dysfunctional system that is broken can be fixed. It is then where you will be able to see the shift in the atmosphere. It will be then that you will be able to hear those chains breaking. You will hear those chains falling. But you have to open your wonderful mouth. You have to find the God in you. That is so important. You have to find your faith. And when you find it, you put your wonderful self in God's hands and you let him wrap his loving arms around you and know that as long as his loving arms is around you and what you're doing not for the people next to you. Because let me tell you, everybody that has the same skin tone as you is not going to support you. Everybody that looks different than you is not going to support you. Everybody that has the same DNA as you is not going to support you. Christy, why can you say that? How do you say things like that? I'm going to remind you again. Go to 1 Samuel 17. In 1 Samuel 17, David and Saul was brothers. They were brothers. But Saul didn't support him. He didn't support him. And you know, the sad thing about it is that Goliath was not for David to defeat. That wasn't his beast. That was Saul's. Saul was the key. That was his. But although David was there to do it, Saul couldn't find any encouragement in him for him. I remember starting this out before I realized why I was here. And when I was making all my calls trying to get support, not from members in the communities, but, you know, different organizations and things like NAACP, you know, so on. And I remember a conversation I had with one of these higher leaders. They shared with me, they said, you know, this is what we do, but I don't, if I can't, you know, I'm so used to trying to fight a battle, and when I get ready to fight a battle, I'm the only one there fighting it. Baby, let me tell you something. If you have your faith and you have your God and you're the only one fighting that battle, then baby, you go on. Do you hear me? Because that's all you need. And when I heard that from her, I thought, I wouldn't want you on my team anyway. If you need a whole, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Entourage. If you need a whole entourage to do what's right, then I don't need you to be a part of my team. Because I have a God who has my back. And I'm here to remind you guys that you got a God who has yours too. All you got to do is have the faith of a mustard seed. And I don't know if you know how big a mustard seed is. And I don't have one around here, but it's real, it's trying to pick up a little crumb or something. It's real small. And if I did have it, you probably wouldn't even be able to see it. But all you have to do is have the faith of a mustard seed. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, and move on it. Move on it and believe in it. Your situation in El Dorado is not greater or bigger than the Lord. It is not. And if you find yourself in a situation that you just don't understand or how to get out of, then you call on the Lord. And ask him to move. Move right now, right now, right now. I need you right now. And it's something about calling the Lord in the middle of a messy situation. So I am here to remind you, find your faith. Find your faith. And speak up. You already know what you're fighting against because so many people said it when I got here. So now that you have identified But what you need to pray against, then you take it. Get on your wonderful knees and pray. Somebody said, I already been praying, but did you get low? Did you get low? Get on your knees. Get on your knees and pray. And watch God change things. Watch God change things. I'm going to share a poem I wrote because it is a part of also my testimony and something that I was giving during this time that I was going through this in regards to my brother. And it says, City of El Dorado, wake up. State of Arkansas, wake up. Bones and more bones up under your feet, blood and DNA scattered in your streets. Murders masked to look like hit and runs, ordinary citizens protected by a crooked, dysfunctional system. Politics versus justice, good versus evil. Army for Satan versus God's own organization. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. I will still walk in faith. Head high with my smile up front, I believe God has his arms up, shielding and protecting me from the worst of the scums. Do you really think all because you are masked like servicemen and women that the Lord doesn't see? Turn around, raise your hands up, now drop to your knees. These are the same positions. One yells hallelujah and sends up prayers against their enemies. You were too busy making small the positions of worship for the Lord that you yourself forgot to assume the position. You should have been praying. You guys, I want you to remember that there's no mountain that's bigger and greater than the Lord. Find your faith. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Build your community back up. Build it up. You have to be there. You want to be there. You've chosen to stay there. Build our community back up. I shared with you in the beginning that when I started this, I wanted to do it in a healthy way. I wanted to do it where it was decent and in order because I didn't want, to tear the community up. I didn't want there to be, riots and a bunch of hatred in the community. I want there to be love in the community. And so can't nobody get mad at you for calling on God. Because if you read your Bible, it'll tell you God is love. So where you're giving so much talk in regards to the negativity, change it, reverse it. Reverse it. It's had enough. It has had enough attention. Give your time and your focus to the positive shift in your environment. There are going to be people that don't want to speak anyway. And when you speak, they're going to know that that must be the God in them that speaks. Because I know I don't look like I want to speak to them today, but that's okay. Speak anyway. I want you guys to remember additionally why this started. This is to bring awareness to the brokenness that's in the community, to bring awareness to the bigger part of crime in the community. What we witnessed was police corruption. It really was. And if you go back and listen to the video, the recordings, and you start pulling out names, those people, you guys, they need to be talked to. Someone needs to be sitting them down, holding a conversation, because that's not okay. Every last one of them. It's not okay. The discrimination against our neighbors in the neighborhood is not okay. The prejudice in the community is not okay. The injustice that you're feeling, the imprisonment that you're feeling in your own community is not okay. Again, I remind you, what's broken can't be fixed if you don't have a voice, if you don't have a stand. You have to stand. But before you can fix what's broken in your community, you got to fix what's broken in you. You got to find your faith. You have to find your faith, and you have to believe in you. And you have to know that you are worth fighting for, that you're worth standing up for, that your children are worth having a voice for, that your mother and father, if they're not old enough, if they're not healthy enough to get out there, then you have to. And please go to these wonderful polling booths. You guys got I've been a precinct coordinator, inspector, the whole nine. If you go to my page, I'm pretty sure there's a picture of my badge and everything on there. And then people like what you're dealing with now won't get in the positions that they are in. Now, I admit that, unfortunately, Jeff Rogers got in the position he's in, almost like a passing a marathon baton some type of way, because I saw his campaign page and it wasn't, I had more likes than his campaign page did. I'm just saying, no disrespect, Mr. Rogers, but I'm just saying. You have what, 10,000, 11,000 people, and you were still in 2 digits? There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. You guys need to be voting for people in the community that you know love the community. Not love some of the people, but all of the people. I wish I could say you need to make sure that they have some type of, association with church, but at least make sure that they love. They know how to love. They know how to respect. And at least you make sure that you know a little bit about their history. That's all I got for you guys tonight. I could have brought some audios, but I'm not doing this for you guys in a sense. I'm on an assignment from the Lord. So I have to move when he tells me to move. God bless.